Not live yet. I still didn't pour my beer. It's live now. We're live.
We are live. Rager live at halftime.
Rager live at halftime. Packers 21-3. Niners not looking so hot.
This pink grapefruit soda is looking real
Cheers
hot.
to almost the weekend.
I'm keeping it soft here. No, this is a soft drink, my friend.
DUI, are you joining us in drinking, or are you on standby right now?
I'm still on standby.
Still on standby.
We were at the hospital earlier today. Got a little blood pressure situation going on. So probably shouldn't be saying this live on the internet, but
I mean, it's up to you.
Hey, you know what? Everything else is on the internet these days.
It looks like you're in the war room, my friend.
I know it's just the way the light.
I like
light's
it.
right. Yeah,
You just look like you're in the
your
red
little
light
flare.
district.
Yeah,
Some
that's
red
you,
light district action.
DUI waiting in the situation room. I like it.
damn straight. Yeah. Oh, I'm fucking counting. I'm counting votes, baby.
Counting votes. Don't stop counting. Well, the Niners need to start counting something.
Yeah. Now I'm going to take a break. So.
Yeah, for the night, please. Yeah.
Now you're Nevada for the next.
Yeah, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in week and a half.
Yeah, so like if nothing else, and the political talk will stop after this, but there's been some great memes in the past 24 hours over all this. Okay, first half, Packers 21-3. I have Packers in a tease. I don't think the Packers lose this game. We're going to see what the second half spreads are, but Niners don't look like they have much. Niners might be done not only for this game, but 4-5 in that division is going to take them out of it.
Yeah, they had a real uphill climb today. All the losses they've had up until now, all the losses this week from COVID, it's really there isn't they can't field much of a team at this point.
Not good. Yards per play first half. I missed the first 8 minutes of the half. I was getting barbecue and downing some beers and in the car. I didn't miss much though, except for that Devontae Adams TD. Although I did have Adams to score first TD, it didn't pay that much. But hey, a win is a win. 6.3 to 5.0. Niners are moving the ball a little bit. Turnovers 1-0. Mullins 8 for 16. From what I saw, he looked okay. Nothing special. Threw an interception, right?
You know, they gave a stat tonight that there's 0 players on the field from the championship team, whatever, like a year ago.
Wow.
Not a single one of them.
Is that true?
I think that's what they said during the game when I was watching.
No, not a fucking linebacker or anything.
No, on the offense. Like on the offense.
Oh, okay.
That was on the field at the time.
That's incredible.
That's unbelievable. Well, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, what are they down?
Week 9? Wow.
They just showed an X at all the big positions.
That is insane. All right, I'm pulling up some spreads here. I mean, the Niners don't have anything, man. I mean, maybe they get some garbage points here second half. Let's see. I mean, 21-3 over-under started at what, 48? 48, I want to say.
Okay. That sounds great. Let's say it.
DraftKings is not loading. This is what happens when you're,
That's the pleasure of being live on the internet, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Bovada's kind of loading. They're not. I mean, it's moving, but it's not getting to the page that I want. This is a pretty decent stall, though, by me, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Did you find anything yet?
Nope.
Yeah, I literally ran out of words to say.
literally. Okay, so Packers minus 18.5 for the game. San Fran plus 18.5 for the game. So it's basically saying -0.5 for Niners second half. Okay.
-0.5 for the Niners.
So the Niners would have to cover a half point in the second half. I'm opening bookmaker right now too.
You should see all the garbage that came up on Bovada, like the live. I guess because it's a Canadian book, it's not like the NFL is not always the first thing that's on there when you get onto it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all kinds of crazy shit. I guess there's college football going on right now too, though.
College football bookmaker doesn't have anything up. FanDuel gave us that -0.5 second half. Let's look at some team totals too. Bookmakers taking their good old time. I think they're trying to settle election bets right now. They're like, oh well,
Yeah. Keep the foot on the brake a little bit.
There we go. Bookmaker Packers -0.5 point. San Fran +0.5 point. So basically a pick in the second half, over under 22.5. money line minus 118 plus 102. So, I mean, you would think that the Packers are going to take their foot off the gas at some point, right? I don't know what that point is, but they're going to have this game in hand. It's basically like, do you think there's garbage points or not? Let's look at
that's hard to bet.
Let's get a team total. Team totals are what I'm going to look at next year, actually.
Mullins is good for some garbage time. I mean, he's playing decent enough.
Yeah,
that's throwing up lucky enough passes where he's finding open looks every now and then.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, he's only completed 8 balls though. Like it's not going well. And if you're in obvious pass situations the rest of the game, until the score really gets out of hand. Like right now, a touchdown and a field goal, they're right back in this thing. But how likely is that at this point? If Green Bay goes and scores 2 more touchdowns, then you're playing prevent defense the rest of the way. So the San Francisco team total only makes sense for, in terms of garbage time, if you think Green Bay is going to score and score quickly here in the second half.
Right. So if they make it 28-3, who gets ball first?
Trying to remember. Green Bay. No, San Francisco gets ball first.
Looking real crisp tonight. Let's see. Okay, so away total points 31.5. So 31.5 is the over under for Packers. Niners, we can get a 13.5. I kind of like that. 10.5 for the Niners in the second half. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that. Garbage bullshit. Like, I know that they haven't moved the ball that much yet, 5 yards per play. You could also look at an under in the second half.
Yeah.
Under 46.5. That might be the look. Because if we think that the Packers take their foot off the pedal, right?
Second half under 23 right now in Bovada.
Under 23
for the second half. For the second half.
Fox bet Jones third quarter TD plus 500. Aaron Jones. Honestly, like if you want to take a gamble.
No, I mean, it's a good thought that, with them, with them definitely going to be taking their foot off the gas, that Aaron Jones is going to be more involved. He's running at 6 yards a clip right now. So they should feel comfortable running the ball. And even if they do, that's not going to necessarily stop them from scoring.
Agreed. I kind of like the under in the second half. I'm not going to lie. 22.5 points. I think it's going to be slow. Like the Packers are just going to run the ball, grind it out, milk clock.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yep, and the Niners are going to figure out that they're like, you know what, punt on this game. It's not going to happen. They might throw the ball around a little bit in the third quarter and try to do something. 22.5. We went 0-2 last week, so
I have a little weirdo prop coming up here. Aaron Rodgers anytime touchdown score is still coming in at plus 1,200.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Like they're going to put up another, or at least try to put up another touchdown. Like they're not going to just stop trying. Like they're going to, like, you need 28, 30 points.
Maybe he walks one in.
Game. Kyle Shanahan, he knows what he's doing. It's not like he's going to lay down flat. But I think at some point, like as we get into the fourth quarter, if it's 24-10, 24-3, something like that, I think this game just dies.
Absolutely, yeah. I tend to agree. I mean, Nick Mullins can fall ass backwards into a 20, 25-yard pass every once in a while. But, Ricky James, Jordan Reed, who the fuck is River Crascroft?
Like there's just nobody out there. Yeah, like there's just nobody out there, and they're just going to.
There's nobody there.
Game. Like I think they just punt on this game.
Yeah.
So we're going with the under, the second half under, or the game live under.
Second half under 22.5 is what I'm going to put up here.
All right.
And I know I said Niners over 13.5. Tell me how they get to that point, though, because as I'm thinking more and more, like their path to success in this game was keep it close early, right? Like keep it close, run the ball. Like you can run the ball on the Packers. Mm-hmm. And so many teams have run the ball on the Packers as of late. they're down 21-3. You can't run the ball. And you don't have the talent out there. You don't have Kittle to run block. You don't have anything right now. You don't have Jimmy G, even though Jimmy G hasn't looked good lately. Yeah. You have Nick Mullins, who looks like shit.
Looks awful.
Well, second half under 22.5. Yeah.
To your point, they were still, even with as shitty as they've been, they ran the ball for over 4 yards to carry in the first half. That was working, but at this point, down 21-3, that almost has to go out the window.
It does. It does. Let's get some more props going. So we saw the beat hard will dominate. That's not true.
No, it's Bethard.
CJ beat hard. CJ Bethard. I mean, the Niners that at this point are basically done. I mean, at 4-5, they're not going to come back in this game. If they do come back in this game, I mean, color me impressed. But I mean, at this point, what do they do from here? You got Kittle on IR. You've got Jimmy G probably not coming back he's on IR, right?
Yeah, I think they said it's a good 6 to 8 week injury.
So he's done, I mean, basically for the season. I mean, it's week 9 right now.
More or less, yeah. I mean, they were saying it's possible he's played his last game in San Francisco.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is wild.
Crazy. And they traded a first or a second round for him?
A second round pick that has been cause for much disdain here in Boston over the last couple of years.
Tell you what, though, it's not a total waste. They got to the Super Bowl, and I mean, and it wasn't because of Jimmy G, but Jimmy G got to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
they got there with him. So it's not, you could do worse than trading a second rounder for Jimmy G. The Eagles do worse, every year at the fucking trade. That's true.
Yeah. Well, not this year. Nobody did anything at the trade deadline, so no one did bad.
Yeah, right. Because too many people, all the teams were caught up by the election. They're like, all right, yeah, if I'm just paying attention to the election right now, I'm just not going to make any trades.
Exactly.
All right, second half. Yeah.
You're always good at this. I'm looking, and you said a prop here. I'm looking at points range. What do you think this game is going to end up score-wise? What do you think, like 24-10 still? We're going to keep it a shutout for the rest of the way?
I'm going to say 30-10.
30-10?
You're going to get 9 more points?
That puts us between 31 and 40.
Sorry. I've been drinking a few beers tonight. So 7 plus 3. So 31-10 is what I'm saying.
Well, it looks like Vegas agrees with you. That line is plus 160. So good call. Let's see.
Okay.
The points range is between 41 and 50 is at plus 160. Anything around it has a little bit more favorable juice, but that means you're on the ball.
You could try to get something outrageous. I mean, if you're booking the second half under 22.5, and if you want to go something outrageous and shoot for the moon, you can say Packers are pissed off of those 2 losses against San Fran last year. They're going to keep running up the score. They're just going to say, fuck it. Like a 42-10 final, so 52 points, but I don't see it happening.
Nah. Well, I guess we'll start to see because we're about to kick off, or do we just kick off?
I'm upstairs right now. I don't have the live TV in front of me, but it's it did. I have the box score in front of me, but I think that's it. Second half under 22.5. It's kind of a boring game. I mean, to be honest with you, as bad as Eagles Giants was 2 weeks ago, at least there was some emotion.
There was intrigue, yeah.
Like a pretty damn close game. First place in the division on the line. And now tonight, it's like, man, this game, you look at it even a couple weeks ago when the Niners were kind of in that upstart process, you're like, this game's awesome. I think the Niners were either a pick or a 1-point favorite or 1-point dog. I know that we were talking about it last week, DUI.
Yep.
It's like, oh, wow, like this might be a good spot for the Niners. They can't get over these injuries. And just like they tried to overcome it for a couple weeks and they won a couple games in impressive fashion. It's too much now. So second half under 22.5 it is.
Let's do it.
Cool.
All right, fellas, we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Mullen's getting pulled.
We'll have to go see what's happening.
Well, if this game keeps keeping up and being boring, I'm gonna go pulling myself. So
yeah, the beat hard army.
What a
Yeah.
way to end it.
Yeah, exactly. Second half under, and Bet Crusher's chiming in too.
Welcome,
So
man.
second
Thanks
half
for joining,
under.
fellas.
Here we go. Thanks for joining late, but we'll sign off next week. I think we'll have more entertaining time. So,
Let's get it.
all right, fellas.
Best of luck,
Talk to you
fellas.
soon. Adios.
Enjoy, boys.